Hey everyone, EmeraldQueen here, and today we are back in the most relaxing hardcore series ever. So if you're new to the series, basically I want to make a hardcore series that's relaxing and calm. You have some soft music in the background, maybe some jazz or hip hop or whatever they might have found in the YouTube library. And right now we're just going to be collecting our food, looking at the really cool generation of this island, how it's hollow on the inside. Again, just really neat to see that. It's kind of a new generation for me. So yes, basically what this series is, I want to be the Bob Ross of Minecraft. I just want to be in this series calm, and you can put it on the background to listen to while you're doing other work, or just like if you're laying down for a nap and need something to fall asleep to. I want to be this. It's going to be calm, relaxing, some commentary here and there, or just some Minecraft to watch whenever you're bored. So right now we finished cooking our food. And unfortunately at that point I didn't know that if you broke a campfire you only got the charcoal and sticks. I never use campfires very often, so I didn't know you needed silk touch, but it's fine. At least we have material to make a new one in the future, and we have plenty of food at this point, so we can explore and not to worry about taking damage from hunger. Or if we get in a tight spot, we can regen hunger really fast to get our hearts back. If you're new to the series, basically I record this silently, so I don't talk while I'm playing. I come back, edit the footage, and then add a voiceover over it. I will say last episode I said that I got the coal from this island, and I actually didn't. So, a bit of a correction. Right now I'm going to do a quick gathering of the coal. I didn't think that you want to watch in real time me mine the coal from this island, because it can take a little bit of time. And the mining sounds can only go so long before they get repetitive. So I'm just going to do a quick little speed run of this. I'm mining away all the coal from this, all the surface coal rather. I'm sure there's more coal inside this little mountain area, but I just didn't want to explore that hard. I wanted to get out there and leave this area and see what other biomes were nearby and kind of pick out a place for my base. That's the goal here, the quest for the base. I do see now that I missed a piece of coal back there, but it's fine. It's alright. We have plenty of coal to get by. Again, I ignore all the copper because who needs copper at this point? Unfortunately, the copper golem never made it into the game, so what's the use of copper? I'm kidding. Coppers are pretty block. It can be used for many decorative items. I'm just not a builder. I'll try to be better in this series. I want to build really cool things, but we'll see how that goes. So now I'm making a boat, and this boat is going to be our explorer's boat. We're going to go sail down this river and see what there is to see. Again, I just want to find out a biome that will be like exciting or neat to live in. As I mentioned last time, we're really close to a bamboo forest, jungle bamboo forest, however you say it. And I was going to look for pandas, but I didn't want to get too distracted because that's what I do. Like right now, I got distracted by a piece of iron. But to be fair, iron is very important in this playthrough, so we're going to go ahead and grab that if we see it, especially since it's on the surface. I hadn't noticed this when I was playing, but that is the sound of a parrot, and I really want a parrot. And if I had heard him when I was playing, I would have gone, found the parrot and had a friend. But unfortunately, I just didn't hear him. I think I had my headphones on at that point, so I just didn't hear the parrot at all. Right now, I'm looking around for pandas and not parrots, so that's why I'm keep stopping and looking, because maybe if I see a panda and I could be like, "Oh, panda!" But unfortunately, no pandas in this episode. I'll be a spoiler. There's nothing to see. So right now I'm just really impressed with the size of this jungle biome already, because it's pretty large, and I know jungle biomes are typically kind of large, but you'll see this jungle biome goes on forever, and I have not seen a jungle biome this big ever. So right now I'm just roaming along, and again the jungle is still going. It's really pretty though, because of the way it interacts with the mountains and the hills. It makes the trees seem really tall and huge. and it's just really neat. And it's a lot of islands too. I'm looking at this island right here. As you can tell, I was kind of staring at it for a moment. So I'm thinking, oh, that'd be a cute place to live. Because there's the island, and there's all the rest of the land over there. And that's easy access to wood, resources, seeds, like whatever I need. So I was really tempted just to stay on that little island. But I'm like, no, I want to go out further and see what's out there. So as I keep going, I do see a lot of other little islands. And I'm like, okay, that was a good decision to skip that island. There's so many other ones out here. They're different, like some have sand, some are just built on stone, some are just like small or big. Like there were a lot of islands. It's kind of weird. Again, more bamboo, so if I ever need scaffolding, I know where to come. I just go back to the spawn and I'm good to go. And I also like that a lot of these areas are all connected by water, so it's very easy to see. I get a good lay of the land pretty quickly. There's another azalea tree over there. There's another lush cave underneath us somewhere. There's a tiny island with only bamboo. Like, it's a very cool seed. If you want the seed, I'll go ahead and put it in the description below. So if you want to explore, you're more than free to. I see some pumpkins in there. I was gonna go and stop and get those, I think, but then I got distracted by something else, or again, I just didn't want to stop. I wanted to keep going because the sun was setting. I'm like, oh no, I have to get somewhere quickly to rest. So I come to this plains biome and I get kind of excited. I'm like, okay, yay, something that's not jungle. I'm finally getting out of the jungle. So I was kind of excited about that. I think I do end up running through these plains, I think, or not. I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you. I recorded this footage about a week ago and now I'm doing the voiceover. So it's a bit new to me too. So at this point, I'm just kind of following the river. I guess it's like a river, just through these two biomes, through the forest and through the plains. And I noticed at the distance, like this really tall hill, and I'm pretty sure jungle tree. And yes, it is a jungle tree. And I was so in shock. I was like, wait a minute, there's more jungle? I have no clue what the generation thought when I put the seed in. Well, not even put the seed in, it's a random seed. But the generation is just so weird. And I kind of like it. It's kind of neat. I thought I found a little flower plains, but it's just like patches of flowers, which are cute. Took a note of it, so I know to come back to if I needed flowers in the future. I saw a lava pit over there burning, and I was like, that's interesting, but I don't need to go to the nether. And at this point, I noticed that the sun was setting, so I went ahead and placed on my bed on a raised piece of land, I think over here near the sheep. So yeah, right here. And so I placed my bed down so I could rest for the night without any mobs spawning, because again, I wanted to just not get into situations where I would be like in a bad place. I don't want to unalive on my second night. So morning comes, I see in the distance that is just more jungle, and I was like, wow, okay, more jungle, that's neat. And even in the plains biome I'm walking in, it turns into like a half plains, half jungle biome, which is pretty neat because I haven't seen this kind of biome in a while too, so that's pretty cool. And I knew it was a good place to get watermelon. So if I hadn't had all this food in my inventory, I would definitely have stopped and gotten some watermelon, even though the saturation isn't that good. It's still food, you know. I get the seeds, get to parrots. See, there's a lot of watermelons, a whole watermelon patch. And I was gonna take some, but I'm like, no, I'll come back. Because I was thinking at this point, this is a pretty cool place to build. I never built in this type of biome. Pretty cool place to have a base. And then I thought I saw a ruined portal over here, but it ended up being just a lava waterfall. Yeah, another cave. It's a good cave system down there, it looks like. And I was really worried that I started a forest fire when I walked over here, but thankfully there weren't too many trees around the area, so I wasn't gonna lag when I came out. Now I'm just looking around. I think this type of biome is pretty cool. It's just very open obviously not as dense as the actual jungle biome, so it's easier to navigate, and you still get like the cocoa seeds and the vines and everything, so it's pretty cool. At this point, I'm just kind of looking around for a place to build a base, or if there's really anything very interesting to like look at. Just exploring. And there were so many like sheep and cows and chickens. Like I was really considering putting a base here. Just the abundance of everything, of the seeds. Because look at all the grass. Like you can get wheat seeds like nothing once you get a water bucket. So I almost made a base here, but I decided to go ahead and move on. Because again, it was just so close to the jungle, and I had already seen a jungle biome, and I know the jungle biome's about. I just wanted to see what else was out there, because already I could tell that this seed had some really cool generation. As you can see it coming up, like there's just that giant bamboo forest on the cliff. Like that's really cool to see. I think that's something that I like about Minecraft is just the generation that it does. You can never get the same world twice. It's just like impossible, infinitely impossible, because of the way the seeds are generated. Unless you have the same exact seed, and even then the seeds can be different depending upon how you generate or spawn and what orientation. So it's almost basically no two worlds are the same. I just love exploring and seeing the different generations that the world has made. And I get it's pixels, I get just a block game, but it's always, I don't know, so impressed me. Gives it a little bit sense of wonder. As I'm walking through this bamboo forest, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if I can make a fence out of bamboo, like just kind of put it real close to one another so mobs can't get through. But I don't know if it'll work. It's an idea. Whatever base I decide to build, we'll see. Because right then, those two bamboo were next to each other, but I can still kind of like wiggle my way through. And I really don't want a drowned or a zombie or a creeper to do that too. So probably won't use it as a fence, but it's a cute idea. So now we're back out to the sea, and I decided to pull Moana and just row my way all the way out to see if I can find any other biomes or anything new. I'm not looking for a particular kind of biome. If anything, in most cases I looked for a jungle biome to live in. I just wanted to look for something interesting, like a pretty cool place I could build a base around, or if it looked interesting, or if it was like, I don't know, what's the best biome? What would be the best biome? Put your favorite biome in the comments. I want to know. I don't really ask for comments very often, but if you could be so kind, just put in your favorite biome just so I can know what it is, because I'm interested. I think my favorite biome is the flower forest. My first time on like a real multiplayer server, I built my house as like a cottage kind of core house into a mountain in the middle of a forest, flower forest, and that was my favorite build ever because it's my first big one. And that server has long past been reset, and I mean that build pretty much gone, I'm pretty much sure, but I still remember it pretty fondly though. It's a good memory. So right now I'm kind of just rowing out to sea, and I know server maps are a thing, but with individual worlds, I don't know if there's a way to get a map, because I really want to know how big this ocean is. So I feel like I've been rowing forever. But finally, I see these little islands pop out, and surprise, surprise, more jungle. It's all a jungle world. I don't know. I thought I was actually made a whole big circle, but no, this is a different jungle, surprisingly. But I also see a desert, so that's new. One new biome. And as we get closer, there's an island that pops up that's just a village. And I get so excited because look at this. It's floating in the water almost. I literally stopped and stared at it. I've never seen an island spawn with a village and the village just be the island and it's floating. Like, it was amazing. And this coral all around it, it just looks like an island paradise, and I fell in love. So I was so astounded that this, I'm gonna spoil it, it's gonna be the base. I swim under it to see how it's attached, and there is a small cave system. But look at this. That's the only part that's attached to this village. The rest, it's like a tropical paradise. Again, the generations on the seed's amazing. I'm still diving under it just to see where exactly it's attached, and we see, okay, this is the part where the island main part bit of it is, so I can mine there if I wanted to where the well's at. But it's just so cool. And look at all the cats. And I was so worried that the cats are all gonna run off and go into the ocean and get away, so that's why I kind of swim down. I'm looking for fish, and I'll make a silly mistake in a moment, but I'm looking for some fish so I can tame the cats, so at least they can stay there on the island. And all I see are pufferfish, which are scary in the hardcore series because they poison you so quickly, and B, they're not the fish I'm looking for. I don't want to give a cat a pufferfish. So I do find some fish. I almost start drowning here, and I quickly just have to like pop up for air because I forget breathing's a thing. And I just take a couple of them, some little fishies, just so I could try to tame them. What I didn't know was that actually the tropical fish cannot be used to tame cats. Who knew? I obviously didn't. You have to use like salmon or cod, just some regular fish. So at some point I'll have to go ahead and get a fishing rod. So I might have to see up and get some spiders. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, just so I can get some regular fish. But look at this. It's so pretty. Just the color of the water, all the coral and the sea pickles around, and even some dolphins. Ignore the drown. That's one downside to living near the water, drown, but they're not zombies, so they shouldn't come up out of the water too often. So at this point, I'm looking for the cats. There's a lot of different colored cats around here. I'm so excited. I love kitty cats. And see, I thought this one was coming up to me, and it wasn't. It was a tease. So I tried giving some fish, but I couldn't do anything, and I felt kind of silly. Like, oh, of course, tropical fish don't work. So now I'm going to go to the houses. The first thing I do is take their bed, because I like the green bed. That's one of my favorites, other than blue. But this green bed is my second favorite. So I switch them out. I'm just looking around the island, and it's so cute. It's like a little island paradise. And I'm just so excited. I just love how this little island looks. It kind of reminds me of Greece for some reason, like just the white sandstone and the beautiful waters, and it's just so pretty. I love it. So now I'm kind of looking at the houses, trying to for any chests, trying to see anything interesting. I see some areas I want to explore tomorrow, but I also noticed the sun setting, so I'm looking for a place to sleep. So looks like I'm gonna make this hut my temporary home. But I also noticed this little outstretch of land. I think this will be my base here. I'm gonna build a pretty house around here, but I'll go ahead and go back to the building, outrun the child, get into bed, and get ready for the next day.